As long as this mic's working. Streaming, maybe not such a strong table. I know the other two are solid. Who's this guy? Not amazing either. I want to do Dwelling Rush Alchemists. I don't actually think they're the best faction at these points, but I want to play them. And I think I have a bit of leeway for less than ideal bidding. Okay, I'm gonna say 3 more points, and then I'll jump. I think honestly this is really bad bidding. I think I'm like 11. I don't think Elks are the best. I think Dwarves are possibly even better than Elks, but I won't do Dwelling Rush. So let's see how this ends up working. This is stream number 6. Hopefully the mute one's gonna work. Yes, it is working. Okay, so pretty sure this is a bad deal, but we should be fine. Hopefully, I'm not just assuming these guys are going to play awfully, because they're all actually pretty solid and definitely can put together good games. I think Shiny Carletto's maybe 300, Praline's like close to 300, but I think 200. Oh wow, false. Okay, okay. Maybe we're gonna regret this. I don't know. I just think Dwelling Rush Elks is too fun to not do. So we're gonna go B8 so that we don't get Swarmlings all the way on A10 and just playing 7 structures and not caring about anything else. And F3 is where I normally like to put the second one, or where I think the second one should normally go, because it tends to be the best leech spot. I don't think there's any shot we can lose E7, but obviously if we started E7, Swarmlings could start in A10 and dig B8. I'm gonna have to... this game kind of fired pretty quickly, so might have to just check via the Twitch manager on my computer instead of getting a second device up to read the chat, but it should be fine for now. Let's see where the Swarmling second one goes. Honestly, 18 is still solid. It's got obviously risk that I could just dig C8 if I was really mean. I don't think anyone's gonna take the priest first action, but you never know. Oh, we're also going dwarves, which I thought were probably the best deal. Nah, Fakirs are probably also a pretty good deal. Also going dwarves to spade, so definitely not the... not necessarily going to be the greatest position, but oh, okay, we can take our priest. Swarmlings are going to actually have a bit of a rough time going for their 7 structures, because G4 is not the best hex for 7 structure Swarmlings, especially with dwarves now placing on H2. we might be interesting. We might see dwarves can tunnel to H4. I don't actually know why they do that at all, so I don't know why I'm bringing it up, because that looks like a pretty terrible move in hindsight, because Fakirs can just fly to G5, and they can also just tunnel to H5 anyway, so... However, it is, if they do want to connect here, a nice potential backup if Swarmlings are going for G3. Because Swarmling's best town, if they want to make a town out of G4, would be this big G3, G2, H1, I1 thing. I can't say it looks amazing, but that is probably the best option. So I hope we get the priest, partly because I think that is the best, like, the best thing for us, but also because, well, the only reason I'm bidding like 1,000,000 points for Elks is because I really wanted to try the Dwelling Rush. So, mostly for the coolness, but if we miss the priest, we can go for an upgrade ship and then dig C8 potentially. We build 3 dwellings. It's not the greatest, but it's something. Only dwarves left that could potentially take the priest. I don't think they should. There's much better things for them to focus on, but if they do, that's unfortunate. We also might just be getting absolutely 0 leech here, which is a slight problem with elks that I often see. But, oh nice, we even got leech. But the idea is that with this dwelling rush, we just build... We have 6 dwellings out by round 1, which should just be huge for the economy. And we're not really gonna need a ton of power actions. Like, what are elves normally buying? They buy priests early, but we've got our 2 shipping, and we'll build a temple in round 2. We'll easily get our digs up by round 4. The other thing alchemists might need would be workers, but we've opened with 6 dwellings, so don't think we need workers if we have 7 workers coming every round. Spades are sometimes important for alchemists, but that's normally to get their dwellings out, whereas, again, we've already got our dwellings out. Which is why I think the dwelling rush is quite strong on this map, although it does come at the risk of building dwellings before Earth 1, you might miss Earth 1. Although, surprisingly, I've seen a lot of... In fact, I might bring this table up here. Let's see if I can get it into my streaming window. Here we go, this should show up on the stream. This is a currently live game of Nerdcube going no Stronghold Alchemists. And I have very, very strong opinions about this. I believe that you should just never even consider skipping the Stronghold as Alchemists, because I'm pretty sure the Stronghold is just more points than Earth 1, unless maybe around 2 Stronghold is like 24 points, so that's if you've maybe opened just 1 temple in round 1 for Earth 2, and then you're building like a sanctuary for Earth 1 in round 2, then Earth 1 is probably more points, but you're building a sanctuary and the main important... Yeah, but the reason why you go Earth 1 before Stronghold is because you can lose Earth 1 and you can't lose the Stronghold. But that doesn't mean that you should prioritize things like Water 1 over the Stronghold. So I think by my logic, if we can see people are winning with no Stronghold Alchemists, we can definitely win without these Earth 1 points if we get our round 3 strong. So that's going to be 18 points just off a 6 coin income. So maybe it's slightly less points than taking Earth 1 round 1. I'm not sure whether we're going to get Earth 1 in round 2, which I would absolutely love, given that it's a temple round. But I guess we shall see. Now, towns in the outer islands can be a little bit awkward, especially because I think this Fakirs player might not really, especially after they took this Earth 1 and they went H3 over G5, I'm starting to think maybe this Fakirs player doesn't have much idea of what's going on. So I don't think we can expect them to actually get to the outer islands, unfortunately. Obviously they might, like, I'm not saying they're completely useless. I just think sometimes once someone makes some earlier mistakes, they're gonna not have the economy because the outer islands are actually quite expensive to reach here. You need you can maybe fly like you either need a lot of priests, like fly G5, fly dig I6, fly I7, and then a flight town, and then you still don't even reach these ones, which the main one that we want them on is D6. Or Flight Town, which they don't have great options for right now. It's like a 3 dig gross one, or alternatively, they could even triple dig I3. They could double dig C2, but they don't have neighbors there yet, and they've already done a lot of their upgrading. So, Flight Town plus the very expensive 10 coin for Kia's Stronghold. So, or I guess alternatively 2 Flight Towns, but I think that might be even worse than going for the Stronghold. I've seen. I think I'm in the same school of thought as Matt the Lesser with Fakirs, in that he absolutely hates the flight town. Or, which isn't to say he never takes it, because it's a very convenient way of upping your range, but I think one thing that Matt the Lesser does a lot when he plays Fakirs, and that I agree with, is that if he can see a line to either stay on one flight the entire game, or get both his flights from the Stronghold, he'll do it. And, also his flight upgrade from the Stronghold, and I think that makes a lot of sense because, like, the ship town, it's 4 points, and a ship upgrade which normally gets you maybe like 6 points. But for Fakir, it's kind of just 4 points in the ability to play the game. It's almost like if anyone's played Gaia Project, it's like the Baal Ta'at Stronghold, or I think it's called a PI, where what it does is it just lets you upgrade on navigation, and it's like, what about instead of doing this thing that normally is good, but lets me get around this big handicap, and I have to start with this big handicap because my main ability is very powerful, which admittedly is maybe not so true for Fakirs. You could just skip it, like skip this flight town. Just take a good town, take something that's like 8 points and a step up each cult instead of just 4 points. Anyway, that's my rant done. Time to pass on to the shipping scoring for 6 points. I love this. This feels like it's going great so far. Obviously, we don't have Earth 1 tempo, but honestly, I don't think dwarves really want Earth 1 on this map. Earth 2 is probably way more important for them. And it doesn't look like they have the resources for both. Obviously, they could take the work. Yeah, they could take the workers, actually go double people here. Okay. I would be kind of sad if that happened, but. So I'm thinking probably a bridge town over here. That's 4 structures, so we don't want our Sank going in that. This town makes sense for a 3 hex town, but we could also just double dig. Whereas this town would require a triple dig, but it also requires I7, which we maybe want Fakirs to get. Alternatively, we can upgrade over here, but I'm not convinced we're getting either of these hexes, both of which, or one of which we would need to make a 3 hex town. There's also this area, but that also involves taking a yellow, so... Yeah, it's hard to know which one to upgrade. I kind of don't want to upgrade this one because I don't want to give leech and expensive trading posts a fine for alchemists. I kind of like the idea of upgrading this one because there's lots of options to just triple dig a red if needed. Maybe that's a bit too many coins, but oh well. Although maybe this is better. Yeah, no, I think I'm happy with this. Let's see what happens with the fifth tiles. I'm hoping for Earth 1, because obviously alchemists, but I would honestly not mind too much going Earth 2. Honestly, we could even try, if we want to be really weird, go Fire 1 alchemists. So that's going to get us 12 coins. Okay, it's Earth 2, so we get... Oh no, it is Earth 1. Wait, so Fire 1 would get 12 coins. It would get a worker. So it's like 12 points. How atrocious is that? Okay, well I can dig somewhere now. Earth 2 is probably better. I think 4 workers is almost... Well, Fire 1 does come with a worker in round 3. It does come with a worker in round 3. You know what? I think for science, we should do it. Science, it's worth it. So, let's see how this is gonna work. I'm imagining it's gonna be awful. I mean, just simply compared to Earth 1, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so Earth 1's only like 6 points better, and this comes with a worker. So we're saying, obviously we're not saying it's better than Earth 1, but is it really that much worse? So, if we're saying a worker is worth 6 points, then that is worse than Earth 2. Especially because Earth 2 actually comes with power, I kind of forgot about that. And then where are we digging? Digging. H7, maybe? I think I'm just gonna go A8. That's just a dwelling, which is pretty valuable. No, I don't think we're losing Water 1. Yeah, it was definitely had to be Earth 2, but just for a second I was like, this guy could be a psychopath. So TP scoring is technically a little bit less efficient than work power. So I will go work power, because we're not going to end with any TPs. We'll basically like to pass on to ship scoring again for round 4. So I think we're going to have like 9 coins income around. Um, that's probably not that bad. Okay, so one argument against Fire One is that we would get this Fire Priest, because no one seems to know the value of the 3 spots this game. That's the slightly unpredictable thing about playing with weak players. So, obviously, this game, it would have gone great if we tried to play culty 2 Temple Alchemists. Well, honestly, I think if we landed on dwarves, this would be a huge game because all the cults are going to be available. But well, Shiny Kalido is pretty strong to be fair. Shiny Kalido is good, and Praline definitely puts together some strong games. Like, this player is definitely not bad at all, but just maybe not that consistent. Let's have a check. Okay, so we did get the stronghold for Alchemists. And this game is probably winning. No, look good. I figure if Alchemists can look good without stronghold, they can look good without Earth 1, is my argument. So get War 1. As missing that would be an absolute disaster. And then the next on the agenda is trying to outstall the Swarmlings. Now, if I was a regular faction, like, if we just pretend we're a regular faction here, is that going to be that bad? Some idiot took our workers' action? Okay, I guess to be fair, they did kind of need that. Ugh. So I can go coins. If I want to be extra greedy. Wait, why? Oh my god, why is the fire? I don't actually want, like, now my fire one is sad. I get this fire priest. But at the same time, fire priest is kind of really worthwhile, I think. Well, it's only a worker, whereas this is... delayed priest. If you put it that way, I'm not that interested in that either. Oh god, I need to move. Ah. Okay, leech. Coins. I'll just do priest to work it. Why am I not allowed to make my move? What is the internet doing? Am I gonna get kicked? Please don't kick me. Okay, so if Fakirs built the stronghold, which is one of the two flight increases they need to get, please take the two-key town. Okay, thank you. Don't know why you haven't sent the priest to fire yet, but I don't want to. I think it's probably a sunk cost fallacy of I've already taken fire one, so now I don't want to take the priest to fire to make the fire one seem less shit than it was, because, well, I mean, I did it for science, but I want to convince myself that it was good, because that's obviously how science works. Ooh, Forget's got both big buildings. They're like me, but worse, because they only have 2 dwellings, whereas I have 5. Is it going to be double chump Fakirs? Also, Swarmlings took a 6 for 5, which, I mean, I highly respect that. I'm not sure I'd do that with Swarmlings, but I also love the big leeches. They go. Oh no, I thought that was water 2 for a second. Um, why why do they have a step up water? Where did that come from? Where did the water step come from? Like one of them comes from water 1. Oh, they used a cold bump up water. Cause why would you get like a why would you want something good like a worker when you could make give yourself the ability to spend one priest for another priest? I'm not getting leech, am I? No, I'm not gonna get a leech. Unless Laws build a TP on E3 or something weird. Some of these decisions with dwarves are not what I would make, but I'm also not gonna say that this guy is insane enough to build a TP on E3 instead of just building his dwellings. So I think the primary goal is to get on the shipping scoring tile. So I'm probably going to go for the double dig. And just start securing hexes, I believe. Sounds pretty good here. I'm not going to build them yet, because that's what we do next round. This one too. And if someone's find a stall, we can buy the priest. Swarmlings shouldn't be able to find a stall. Oh, the dwarves give them a 2-for-1. They build a dwelling. If dwarves take the priest, which would be the way that we can't stall, Swarmlings can't fight in action. If dwarves build a dwelling, which would be the way that Swarmlings get a stall, then we would be able to buy the priest. Alright, nice. So, back onto ship score. So, even if we get 4th, we are doing it for science, so that's fine. So, So 2 dwellings is 5 workers, and then a dig advance, and then a third dwelling with a dig will get us to 8 dwellings. Hopefully we will get a... Okay, dwarves pass, so swarmlings can't pass. No, sorry, swarmlings have to pass. So we could take the opportunity to buy the priest right now, but I don't think that's worth it. Just get me back onto the shipping scoring tile with a surprisingly good economy. So I mean, again, if we compare this to Nerdcube's Alchemist's game, which by the looks of it is going to be a win. Let's see. So he had Earth 1 and Earth 2 to help his economy, but he didn't build the stronghold. We have 9 points around without Earth 2. So surely this is better than Nerdcube's game, right? Right? Um, this priestly water is still here, guys. Why do we not want the 3 spots? The 3 spots are really good. I do not want to see my clock at the end of this game, honestly, because it feels like it's constantly been really low. I feel like I've been playing fast, but it's always been in the zero. I wonder where the BGA has been a bit slow. So at this rate, we could even get the double dig again. I kind of wanted the bridge, because I think dwarves also want a bridge. We are also in position to pass onto the trading post tile, which would be pretty nice. This is a very tall Fakirs game. I would agree. I'm not convinced it's a very good Fakirs game looking at their favor tile choices, but it's very tall. And it's quite disappointing for me because I really wanted neighbors over here eventually, but it looks like we're going to get Swarmlings as neighbors, which is not what I was expecting, given that they're shipping now for some reason. It's just a very chaotic game, but it's fun. It's by one alchemists. Oh my god, BGA is bugging again, and it's actually my turn. Fine. My clock's gonna be awful, because BGA keeps not telling me it's my turn. So what's happened? Fakirs have passed out. Um, think the either priest for one dig advance and then bridge might be the best option. Yeah, Earth 1, Water 1, Stronghold round 3 Fakirs is definitely ambitious. So we should get bridge. We should be able to get at least one town round 5, and I mean, 9 points income. How can you not love that? This is definitely going to go exactly to plan. Yeah. Hurry up, VGA. Thank you. I mean, the points are somewhat okay, right? Like 73 would be at what, 50? Okay, well, dwarves have a lot. Where have they got all these points from? They just tunneled 3 times. Wow. I want this dwarves trading post tile as well. Oh no, sorry, Swarmlings trading post tile. But actually, maybe we don't really want with TP tile. Yeah, I can see some arguments for not actually wanting the TP tile. If we'll only have one TP, we might want the 4 coins and a cold step for even more coins. Yeah. BGA is to complete visual thing again. Oh, interesting. I'm just watching the slightly delayed stream on my other device, and it looks like the weird BGA visual glitch doesn't actually happen. I would assume it would show up on the stream. So I think just digging. Yeah, because if wolves pass, which keep them bridge tempo, we'll still get. We can take it this round, and if they don't pass, it will lose bridge tempo, which is probably good because I'd rather they don't have bridge tempo. But yeah, so the visual glitch is sort of it, it like half of it is me scrolling and half of it is just the game. So it sort of has two overlays of both the scroll BGA and the game, and then it really itches and it makes a trail with my mouse cursor, and it's very chaotic. So it's good to know that it doesn't. It's just for me, or at least it doesn't ruin the stream if it happens. Dwarves did not pass, so they're probably going to lose the bridge. I don't actually want the priest, maybe. So I could have a worker in 2 points or a priest in 3 points. I think I'll have the priest in 3 points. 53 points is what, down 24? But this might be a somewhat tall game for alchemists. I think we're only going to end up with like 13 structures, and hope it's going to be enough to win network anyway. We can probably build 15 if we need to. Oh, Fakirs are actually getting out, although they have like no priests, so still not gonna be there for the neighbors soon, unfortunately. So also at least aren't gonna just get away with a free little one, which is definitely good news. I kind of wonder whether it would have been a better Dwarves game plan to go, say, just not go for second temples, go for Earth One and just dig with the Stronghold, because that always prints a million points. But they're going for a more standard Dwarves game, which is perfectly reasonable. They might not get a town this round, actually, because they would need a spade and then 11 coins, which is a lot. And they kind of, with both the TP tile and Ear 1, they really want to actually build their TPs this round. Pretty sure if worst comes to worst, we're beating Fakirs. So it might be rough for the ELO. I'm pretty immune to losing arena points, given that I just got to Silver 1, so that's not really going to cost much at all. I'll happily sacrifice a arena point for this experience, although 595 ELO might be a bit of a tank, I don't know. I don't really care about ELO that much. Because obviously these... Well, Shiny Kaleido is high-ish. Yep, so Nerdcube did win. I don't think... I mean, Nerdcube's a great player, so... Maybe Nerdcube just used being really good at Terra Mystica as his way to win with no strong alchemists. Because surely Fire 1 with the Stronghold is pretty much equal to Earth 1. I'm gonna need to refresh because BGA, I've noticed, is not very reliable with telling me that people have made their move. I think we will be one step up each cult town. Because cults are really open. Unfortunately, it might. I'm wondering whether it's looking like we're going to end up one power short of sending two priests to cults, upgrading digging this, and then getting a TP. So I'm quite sad about, really. But it is what it is. We could look to, instead of making this town, just passing out. Because ship score's really good. Coins action is pretty good. Let's see, how many coins would we need? Oh, sorry, workers. So, dig advance is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, I kind of do think I want to get workers actions too. Which to me says we should stay in this round. So I'm gonna send one priest, because I'm pretty sure we get away with one priest. Yeah, we definitely get away with one priest. We potentially miss a 9-point pass, which is quite sad, but we get 5 points from the town, as well as. It stays around another round. I think it's worth considering just passing. Oh, I did get their town. I stand corrected. Fakirs obviously pass, but they can't use ship score, so I don't have a problem. I do get the coins action. Okay, so dwarves can't use ship score either. So what's the chance of getting the TP tile? I mean, if dwarves pass, I think the only way we don't get the tile is if dwarves pass on to ship score and then swarmlings pass on to the TP's tile. So actually, I think staying in the round is probably good. But it is a bit of a tricky situation, so be entirely sure whether correct or incorrect. Swarmlings actually have a ton of resources, but we're definitely able to outstall them. Not that I necessarily want to. It looks like the coins are quite valuable for Swarmlings. No, not Swarmlings, dwarves. So I don't think they're going to take ship score just to block. Or they did something. They seemed pretty steady here. Locking up their cult. Makes plenty of sense with how competitive the cults are. I'm not convinced. I think that's probably done his conversions, and DGA is just not telling you right now. Yeah, as expected. Um, time to do some digging. So pretty sure dwarves are passing now. Oh, why, man? You need those coins. Okay, well, I would pass, but Swarmlings would probably pass because they do have brains. I mean, understand the block. Okay, well, Swarmlings are not very smart. You actually need to convert. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do have enough, but obviously then we're very poor. I really obviously want to put this TP because it's very coin efficient, given that we have a neighbor. So I think I'm just going to take the most efficient power action, whether that be coins or workers. If there was a way to connect with two shipping, I'd like that, even though if there's a way where connecting isn't very important, that would be nice. Fakirs decide to triple dig because why the fuck not? I have no words really for that. Okay, right, so yeah, coins. And then we could go Workers' Town. We might go double Workers' Town and just build 2 more TPs. We have 2 priests. I feel like the cults are going to be under assault. So maybe we just pick one. Although there are also priest towns available, so. Again, I think it's a we'll see situation. Ten, 11, 12, 13. Fakirs are at 10, 11, 12. At absolute maximum. Get there. Swarmlings are at 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, maybe we do want to get 14. We probably want 14 dwarves. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 with their structures, but they might not go for dwellings, because dwellings are expensive and dwellings suck. And TPs get them towns. And towns are good. So I mean, if we get 8 on the pass, bunch of... So obviously, 17 coins is... Well, we don't have F1, so it's not really converted into 17 points. I'm not fully sure how many points this is. Probably depends both how many workers we're willing to go for. Actually. I think here's going for these dwellings, and might maybe try to stall building this TP. I think we have the resources to spare, especially if we get a workers' town. Although dwarves might want workers' town, but they're also short coins, so I don't think so. Let's see if my Fakir's predictions are correct. They just want fly twice. Obviously not going to mess with D6. That's not flying. Ooh. Maybe there. That's definitely been sad. Okay, if they're not going to get grey or red, X taken. It's the only one that's even in that area remotely at all was Swarmlings. Okay, it's going to get cold points. 6. 4 is 10. But then this is a bit of a mess. Yeah, I'm not even gonna. And they have 3 priests. Although, to be fair, we can make priests too. So, we get a priest town, so we do need to spend one on shipping. Okay, so they build there. I care about that. Swarmlings might tie network. Dwarves are now attacking this cult, which I think we should defend. Yeah, so we're defending. There's no way they're going temple. Okay, actually, are they going temple? It's 4 points, but they lose points, so it's 3-point temple. As opposed to 2 dwellings, which is cheaper and 4 points. Yeah, no, temple. Swarmlings are now going for water, which I think we should also do something about. Although I'm not sure there's very much to do about that. Although to be fair, if they go for water too much, we are going to dig their hexes. Well, if they're stuck at 11 network, maybe we can get away with 12 network, which would mean we save another priest. Shipping doesn't net us any points. Gears are done. We can actually build 3 dwellings, that'll be annoying. Can't touch these ones. We'll build this. At least I'm pretty sure that should be the game plan. Game plan for this round. Okay, what are dwarves on the cult? Looks pretty even. Although it will depend on how water goes. Oh, this is potentially solid. Why are you templing? What is this? Why are you doing that? That is not a way to make points. It is a good way to lose points. I mean, like, they beat Swarmlings if they just leave me alone, right? Am I crazy? So, Swarmlings can send another priest, but that's not a very good play by them, I don't think. If they choose to do that. So they're going to get to 12 network. Which I think we want to allow. Mostly because messing with it seems very wasteful. Swarmlings now can't get to 13 network. Which was best play by them, I don't think. Sorry, dwarves now can't. Right, so... Oh, I forgot I was going to leech. Okay, well, to be fair, they could have denied that. Siege Priest is... So... I want this, because this is the cheapest way to get the network points. That should be the priority. And then we can buy a priest and win water. And then go 1 TP, but another TP is +3 and +2. So TPs are better. I think both of them probably shouldn't have stolen hearts, but that's fine. They could have stolen them back. I think also win by the tunnel. Well, I think that was a fun game. I think if we got proper starting victory points, it didn't need to pay way more than we should have for it, but then was correct for alchemists. It would be a win. With Fire 2 is pretty cool. No, sorry, Fire 1 is pretty cool. Only 19 minutes thinking time. I don't know what was going on with the clock, because I did feel like I was playing fast, and it just was constantly my turn. It's interesting that we still spent 38 with the faction ability. I think Dwelling Rush just puts you into spending so many points. And 2 coins actions. Well, I think it should end the stream here. I don't know, it was pretty fun. Was sort of weird. I mean, obviously losing 20 yellow isn't that fun, but I mean, it was worth it for this game, I think. Because, yeah, Fire one Dwelling Rush Elks. I mean, the Dwelling Rush, I think, was probably almost certainly correct. I think, honestly, Fire one maybe wasn't that bad. I mean, compared to Earth 2, what are we getting out of Earth 2? Are we really getting 10, 12 points out of 4 workers? Like, if you look at these leftover resources, there's not much we could do to make more points out of them. I guess if we went for a temple with 2 of said workers, but then we need to lose 5 coins. But there's also power in this global valley, so I don't know.